I'm delighted to be joined today by Helen McCooey, our Head of Quality and Clinical Governance. Helen, you're so welcome.
Thank you, Teresa. Good to be here.
It's fantastic to have you. So today, Helen, we're going to speak about all things compassion. But before we do that, tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about Helen McCooey.
Well, Teresa, I am a married mother of 4 boys. I am a nurse from a nursing background over 20 years. Like yourself, I have worked in many different sectors: disabilities, palliative care, end-of-life care. So all of those roles have always required to have compassion, and I suppose in every aspect of my care, both as a mother and right through my career, it's always about wanting to do better and deliver always good quality care.
So Helen, Irish HomeCare was the first national health and social care organisation in Ireland to sign the Compassionate Leadership Pledge. We were delighted to take this initiative, and since then so many has followed in our footsteps, which is incredible. For you, Helen, you've been on the journey since the beginning. How have you seen it, I suppose, operationalise and support our culture within Irish HomeCare?
So since undertaking this journey, Teresa, in compassionate leadership, I've seen a huge change into our organisation. We've embedded compassionate leadership throughout our organisation. People are the sense of belonging, appreciation for each other's roles, understanding of each other's roles, and inclusiveness overall. And we're building on that culture every day in Irish HomeCare.
So Helen, we were delighted to support you to attend Wales, where you engaged with many clinicians and leaders in the UK and across the NHS around compassionate leadership in completing the Train the Trainer programme. What key takeaways did you take from that, Helen?
Yeah, so delighted to go to Wales to complete the compassionate leadership programme. I met some wonderful people from different parts of within the NHS. Great experiences, visions and opinions of different people, what has worked for them, what hasn't worked for them.
Because they've been on this journey for quite some time, haven't they?
Yeah, so they've embedded it into the NHS, they've seen what works, what doesn't work. It was great to listen to those people, but also get opportunity to see what we can do with that and how we can build further on our culture for ourselves.
Okay, fantastic. And what in terms of learnings, what is the kind of one kind of thing that you come home with?
So the major thing that I took away from coming home from Cardiff would have been self-compassion.
Okay.
So self-compassion was something that I learned from doing the programme that we don't, as leaders, as anybody in the healthcare system, we don't practice it enough. And it's so important. If we get the self-compassion piece right, everything else will follow for you.
Okay. And since then, Helen, are you more self-compassionate towards yourself?
Well, I try to be.
Okay. What does that look like?
Yeah.
How does Helen become more self-compassionate?
So I've definitely got better through the years, and I think I'd say to people it does come with experience, but I think it's so important to get yourself grounded. For me, I suppose we've busy lives, both personal and professional, and it's important to get time for yourself. And one of the things that struck me after coming home from Cardiff was at home. My children, I would always be busy, go, not sitting down, not taking the time just to sit and do nothing. So there was one day in particular I did sit down just during the day, and one of my sons came in and asked me, was I unwell, was something wrong? And I said,
wow, okay.
No, nothing's wrong. Why would anything be wrong? Are you sick? No. I said, why do you ask that? And it was because you're sitting down, you all your work done, you never sit down during the day. And then he just walked away and went back out to what he was doing. But that kind of was a turning point to think how they perceive that you're being perceived as everything has to be right the whole time and perfect. And you can't take the time just to be sitting with yourself.
Very interesting, Helen. And I suppose you mentioned getting time to yourself. Like me, we meet each other on the roads, back and forth to football matches and football training, particularly with 4 boys, Helen. It's not easy, but I suppose it is really important to find, and there's always time. It's just about making that time, isn't it? And finding them few minutes. And even if it is only a few minutes, at least it's a few minutes just to be in your own space and your own mind. So Helen, this is Michael West's book, Compassionate Leadership. So a lot of the work that we've been engaged in is really based on this book. I see you've loads of things highlighted, Helen, so a lot of bedtime reading for you.
Yes, yeah.
One of the things I see you've highlighted here, Helen, is around compassionate leadership involves stressing the importance of integrity and privacy in dealing with suffering and with personal issues in work life. I suppose it's actually a very important thing, because we are, you know, we are all human beings. We all come with our baggage and our emotions, and it's always not possible to leave it at the door. You know, I would have always heard, you know, many years, leave your problems at the door. But you know what, as human beings, we tend not to be able to do that. And we do come with our issues to work sometimes. I suppose that just, you know, kind of speaking about that, what is your experience in supporting people through difficult periods in their life while they're at work?
So yeah, you're right. It is so important to always be aware. It comes down to, I suppose, your relationships and communication. So like you said, nothing will ever go plain sailing, and it's often hard to leave something that's happened, personal trauma, just day to day, nothing may go according to plan. It's important to realise that, but also to be comfortable in your setting. Say that, okay, I can say it to my colleague, or I can say it, for me, the leader, I love that my team can come to me and say, you know, this happened, I don't feel it today, whatever it is, that they're comfortable. So it's creating that safe space. People feel comfortable, they can say, you know what, Helen, today's not my day, and that's fine. I want that, and that's what we do want, because we know that life isn't always plain sailing. People have things that happen to them, so it's really important. But to get to that point, you need to have that safe space, and that's building communication and building a relationship with your team, so that they're feeling comfortable coming to you, and
providing that place of psychological safety, which we know is so important within the workplace. And like, even it's just the small things, you know. I remember I was doing an event actually on compassionate leadership with our internal team, and you know, I don't know what time the event was starting at, maybe 10:30. Beforehand, I was in the corridor on the phone to the bank trying to get my card unblocked, because my boys got my card into the PlayStation app and got loads of V-Bucks and a whole load of things. You know, so that was one thing that morning. That was my stressor. But we all have them little, you know, it's life, isn't it?
And that's it. That's what I say to anyone I'm doing this training with. Life can get in the way. So like yourself, things can happen, whether it's something, an event on, or work, something really important coming up. Life can get in the way. It could be that phone call from the school, someone's unwell, it could be a fractured arm, it could be anything along those lines, but life gets in the way, and it's just important to remember that it's not always perfect, and to reach out to your colleagues, reach out to those, your leader, whoever's leading you, managing you, to say, okay, I need some help today.
So yeah, I think, Helen, you know, when we speak about self-compassion, I think as leaders, we need to recognise that self-compassion is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves. As a mum of 5, you know, working full time, life can be very busy, and there's always moments where you kind of feel, you know, I'm not giving enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, and the list goes on. But I suppose what I've learned is, in them moments of doubt, I need to stop, I need to breathe, I need to give myself a hug, and I need to say to myself, Teresa, you are doing your best, and your best is good enough. So self-compassion isn't weakness, you know, it's really allowing us to realign ourselves and to lead with courage and with strength and with heart.
Absolutely, Teresa. Like, as I say, no one should apologise or feel guilty for practicing self-compassion. It's so important to do, and it's so important. I know for myself, I find I'm better if I get up before everybody else in the morning time, even to get that 20 minutes, half an hour to yourself with your coffee, whatever it is. And then the days where it is stressful, not to feel guilty, to say, you know what, I've done as much as I can do, I'm no good here to anybody, I'm going to stop for the day, and then just reset, as you said. You need to reset and think tomorrow's a new day. So
in them 20 minutes, Helen, you're not feeding the dog, doing the lunches, doing the laundry, and then getting the uniforms, though?
No. I become sad, but that's just for me. Yeah.
For your coffee. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take that. So Helen, I'd like to share my 3 key takeaways with you on this journey so far. So number 1 for me is that Nancy Klein quote, listening with fascination. I think it is so important to be invested in your conversations, invested in the people that you're with, and listening to understand and not listening to respond. The second thing for me is self-compassion. It's been a journey, and it's a journey I'm continuing to practice. But it has transformed. It has transformed my life in terms of just giving myself just that little bit more kindness. And the third thing is leaning into pain. Not everything is bells and whistles. There are difficult days. There are tough days. There are tough conversations. But it's about, you know, leaning into them and not shying away. It's being brave. It's about being open, being honest, and embracing challenges in a positive way and a respectful way.
Totally agree. So for me, the 3 things I took from this compassion leadership program would be, I always say, self-compassion, as you say, and we need to get better at it and build on it. I'm still learning to do it. Sometimes you have to remind yourself to do it. So I think self-compassion for anybody is so important, because when you get that piece right, everything else is going to flow. The second piece I would say is communication. Really good communication. Don't shy away from those difficult conversations. Like, we know it's not always roses, and we have to have difficult conversations. So it's about communication. When things go wrong, communication. When things go right, it's communication. And the third thing I would say is reflection. Again, reflect on, okay, you've had a bad day, but you know what? I guarantee you're focusing on one thing that went wrong today, and you're not focusing on maybe the 9 things you did really well. So it's reflecting on, okay, that happened, park it there, but you know what? Tomorrow's a new day, and reflect on what you can do better. It won't happen again.
That's hard, Helen. It's so much easier to focus in on the negative things, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, personally,
we all do
you
it.
know,
Personally and professionally.
Yeah,
we all do
you know,
it.
so yeah, no, you're right. It's about okay, acknowledging, the difficult things and the things that didn't go so well. Celebrating the good things is really important. And then one of the things that we would have spoke about before is around, and you know, self-compassion comes up all the time, and really about, you know, people learning that at a young age. And you mentioned even you know, your kids, in terms of, you know, sitting kind of going, oh, mommy, you know, why is mommy sitting down? You know, I suppose one of the things I would have talked about is really bringing this, you know, into schools. And you know, we're models not just at work, we're models at home. We have our kids to show self-compassion. For you at home, Helen, how do you, I suppose, promote self-compassion within your own family?
Well, I suppose it's probably I don't need to promote it, I suppose, because if you look at children, they're actually quite good at doing it.
Okay.
If you think about it, they will take nothing of coming in and sitting down and watching television.
But the dishwasher has to be empty.
They don't see that, so they're not. So maybe we should learn. Look at what they're doing. They'll actually teach us that, okay, not everything has to be sitting perfect. Football boots can be at the back door. They don't have to be put away. So maybe it's looking at them, that they actually do take the time to sit down to enjoy the things that they enjoy at that age.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, very interesting actually. They probably are better at self-compassion. Yeah. So we need to learn a thing from them.
Those,
Okay, interesting.
Take their approach.
Yeah.
Could be a messy one, but yeah.
Thank you. So Helen, it's been really, really enjoyable sitting and spending time with you today, and getting to know a little bit more about you and your thoughts around compassionate leadership and your experiences so far. As we continue to grow Irish HomeCare into the future, you know, we're going to grow, we're going to develop, we're going to evolve our services, reach more and more people nationally throughout Ireland. Compassion leadership is such an important part of that journey. We're a people business, and you know, from a workforce perspective and from a quality of care perspective, you know, compassion is at the core of both how we treat our staff and how our services are delivered. So thank you for being part of that journey. Back to you in the studio, Sean.